Good evening, children. I hope everyone are doing fine. Let us continue with the chapter 5, that is periodic classification of elements. So we were studying about Newland's octaves law, and also we studied Daubernier's law of triads. Also we saw that there were a lot of drawbacks in both the attempts made by Daubernier as well as Newlands. So next attempt was made by Mendeleev. Okay, so we shall look into his attempt towards the classification of elements in a periodic table. Okay, so let's begin. So coming to the study of scientist, that is Mendeleev. The full name of Mendeleev is Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev. So here is his date of birth, that is 1834 to 1907. Okay, so Mendeleev born in Tobolsk, Western Siberia, that is Russia. So his birth date I have given here, that is 8th February 1834. Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev, so after his early education, he joined a university only due to the efforts of his mother. Okay, so he dedicated his investigation to his mother. He wrote one quote, so I'll just read it out. He wrote one quote called, "She instructed with example, corrected with love, and traveled with me to places spending her last resources and strength. She knew that with the aid of science without violence, with love but firmness, all superstitions, untruth, and errors can be removed." Okay, so this was the quote that he has written to his mother. Okay, so the arrangement of elements he proposed is called as Mendeleev's periodic table. The periodic table proved to be the unifying principle in chemistry. So it was the motivation for the discovery of some new elements. So when Mendeleev started to classify the elements in a periodic table, he left some spaces thinking that there may be a discovery of new elements in the future, so that can be placed in the space provided. Okay, and this discovery of Mendeleev was a motivation for the invention of new elements as well. So this is the brief note about the scientist Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev. Okay, so according to modern periodic table, so we have here in the modern periodic table, we have 7 rows in the modern periodic table. Those 7 rows are said to be periods. Okay, and we have 8 columns in periodic table. That 8 columns we call it as groups. Okay, so in this periodic table, elements were arranged according to increasing order of their atomic masses. So this was the concept followed by even Daubernier and also Newland. But what Daubernier states that, so only 3 elements. Okay, so the the second element as a atomic mass of arithmetic mean of other 2, he said, right? And Newland, he compared the elements arrangement in increasing order with the comparison to musical note, that is sa, re, ga, ma, pa. But here even Mendeleev followed the same. Elements he arranged according to the increasing order of their atomic masses. Okay, so here periodic table, we tell it is a chart of elements that is having similar chemical properties, which is occurring in the vertical columns. Hope you understand if I mention columns and rows. Don't get confused. Okay, so what is according to Mendeleev? So according to Mendeleev, elements having similar chemical properties. So ಯಾವೆಲ್ಲ elements same chemical properties ಇದೆ, that is forming oxides and also hydrides, which is having similar formula. Okay, so according to Mendeleev, The elements which show similar chemical properties that form oxides as well as hydrides, that is having similar formula. So let us see two examples. Okay. So here you can see lithium plus oxygen, that is Li2O. So valency of lithium is 1 and valency of oxygen is 2. Sodium plus oxygen, that is sodium oxide. Okay, so valency of sodium is 1 and valency of oxygen is 2. These both are having same chemical properties, right? So here in the fifth point you can see, according to Mendeleev, elements having similar chemical properties forms oxides as well as hydrides, which is having similar formula. You can see it is having similar formula and it is forming oxides, right? So this is the best example. So coming to the classification of elements in a periodic table. So this is how initially the periodic table was classified. Okay, sorry, periodic elements, elements were classified in a periodic table by Mendeleev. Okay, so here you can see he has written 8 groups, that is Roman number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So totally 8 groups. And next line he has given periods. So he had named into 2. Okay, that is A, B like that. But in 8th he mentioned it is a transition series. Okay. And here he gave a next column as oxides and hydrides, which is symbolized as R2O and RH. If the elements are forming oxides, it is R2O. R is nothing but respective element. Okay, so which is forming oxides. Oxide is named upon the hydride. So if, for example, if the element is forming hydride, it is symbolized as RH. So it just symbolized like this, RO and RH. Okay, first E classified as hydrogen. So as I said, he arranged according to the increasing order of atomic masses, right? First will be the hydrogen and atomic masses is just written below the hydrogen. And next in the second row you can see lithium, and beside lithium you see beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine. Okay, in the next row you can see sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, calcium. So this is the arrangement he has given. And here you can see he has placed potassium next to that calcium and he has given a space there. Okay, and he gave a space and titanium was excuse me, titanium was placed after that space. So in that space provided after calcium, he named it as Eka boron. That means above aluminium you see there is a boron. So the space provided he give it as Eka boron, and after zinc he has given in second series again he has given the space in the third group. Okay, there he gives that Eka aluminium. Okay, just fill that place with this name, that is Eka boron and Eka aluminium. So after, like in the titanium group, so where there is a space just below the titanium, so you give it as Eka silicon. Okay, so this is about the arrangement of elements in the periodic table. So this Mendeleev's periodic table was published in a German journal in 1872. 1872 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜರ್ಮನ್ ಜರ್ನಲಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಮೆಂಡಿಲೀವ್ ಪೀರಿಯೋಡಿಕ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. In the formula for oxides and hydrates at the top of the columns, so the letter R is used to represent any of the elements in the group. Okay, R means it indicates any of the element. Okay, And also formula were written. For example, hydride, that is CH4, is written as RH4, and oxide CO2 is written as RO2. So just for the symbolized purpose, okay, he has just written in the symbol form. Fine. So wherever the space is produced, he has just leave the space, knowing that the new elements gonna exist. Okay, so new elements is been like new elements might be discovered, and in that place it might be placed. That's the reason he has left the group. But in your textbook they have given the elements also, like zinc they have given, okay, scandium is given. Okay, you can go through the table in the page number 83. Fine. So coming to essential features of Mendeleev's periodic table, there are in all 8 groups, that is group 8. Each of these group 1 to 7 is divided into 2 subgroups. Okay, from 1 to 7 it is divided into 2 subgroup, that is A and B. I showed you people. So group 8 has no subgroup. Okay, so it has mentioned as transition elements because transition series were not discovered by that time. So inert inert gases were not known at that time. Okay, so all elements of a subgroup or of group 8 which has no subgroup have similar properties and show some same valency, which is equal to the group number that is subtracted from 8 for groups 5 to 8. In a period, elements gradually change from metallic to a non-metallic character, or metallic character decreases as one moves from left to right across the horizontal row. So what happens in the second point is all elements of a subgroup. So ಏನೆಲ್ಲ element subgroup ಅಲ್ಲಿ place ಆಗಿದೆ, that has a similar properties. Okay, same valency ಇದೆ, which is equal to group number. So when you subtract it from 8, okay, so that belongs to the group 5th to 8th. Okay, so in a period, elements gradually change from metallic to a non-metallic character, or metallic character will going to decrease and one moves from left to right across the horizontal row. So this was about the startup concept about Mendeleev's periodic table. We have much to study under this classification of Mendeleev's periodic table. Okay, and also limitations is there, that is drawbacks, limitations will be there, we shall study that also. Okay, and we shall study about modern periodic table in the upcoming classes, and position of elements in modern periodic table. That is what we are following even now, modern periodic table, by the motivation of this discovery. Okay, that was invented. Fine. So a worksheet will be sent along with this video, children. Do solve it and have a good day.